Hey guys, this is the Gyarados Army, and we're back here with another deck profile. So today we're going to be reviewing my deck. This is a Garbodor deck, of course, one of the most popular decks in the format right now. It's a little bit of a slightly more uncommon type of Garbodor deck, known as like Tauros Garbodor Hammers. So it's kind of an energy denial stall deck with Garbodor and Tauros. But so let's jump right into it. So first of all, we start with Trubbish. We play 4 Trubbish.
This deck, Garbodor should get banned.
No, it should not be banned. I hate it, but no cards in Standard will be banned this season. It's totally your choice. We play 3 Breakpoint ones because of Acid Spray, which you could discard energy with, so it fits nicely with the theme of the deck. And then one with discard the top card of your opponent's deck from Guardian's Rising. But it doesn't really matter. You're very, very rarely ever going to attack with Trubbish. And they have the same stats otherwise from the attacks, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We play 4 Trubbish, and that's standard. So we do play 4 Garbodor, but we play a variety, which is very smart. It's one of the things that make Garbodor so good. You have the option between the two. So we play 3 Trash Lanch. It's an amazing attack. 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile, especially late game. Well, we'll talk about it later, but you attack early game with different things, and then you basically sweep. I've done like over 500 damage with Trash Lanch. It's crazy. And then we also have the other Garbodor, 1 copy with Garbotoxin. If it has a Pokemon tool card attached to it, no Pokemon have abilities, and our deck doesn't really depend on abilities at all, late game or mid game or anything. So it's a very good option. Slow your opponent down, especially things like Vileplume. That's why I think this deck has a very good matchup against Sidra Vileplume, and anything's dependent on abilities. If I can get that out, I can even beat Metagross, which is kind of the tank that defeats Garbodor, sort of. And then 2 copies of Tapu Lele for the attack Wonder Tag when you play from your hand to your bench.
Ability.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. The ability, when you play from your hand to your bench, you search your deck for a supporter card. Very, very amazing. And plus it has good attack. Energy Drive, same attack as Lugia EX and Mewtwo X-Ball, stuff like that. It does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. Plus Tapu Cure, heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. You can use because you have Psychic Energy. It's an option. I've done it once or twice, and it can help.
Also, no resistance, no weakness, and 1 retreat cost.
So it's pretty good that has no weakness, because then the mirror matchup will go pretty badly. My deck is not perfect. It's kind of based off of an early design from Omnipokes, the YouTuber. Kind of. A lot of things have been edited. It's not perfect. I'm still working on it a little bit. 1 Shaman. Definitely debatable. I used to play 2. I put it down to 1. It might go back up. But you want at least 1 Shaman in this deck. Probably 2. And then 1 copy of Drampa. This is not Drampa Garbodor, I repeat. Because you need Team Magma Secret Base and stuff like that. It's a totally different deck. This is still a great card to have, though, generally. With Righteous Edge discarding Special Energy. Berserk is a great attack. Doing 180 a lot of the time. And then Big Wheel GX, if you really, really need to. If you have a terrible hand, you might as well. Even if you get end, it's better than
Funny
nothing.
story about that. In my pre-release, I got that. And then I Big Wheel GX and I decked out myself.
Wait, really?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Want to see that? You can, guys.
Drampa.
And that's what Drampa looks like, and that's what the attacks are.
And now we have 2 copies of Tauros. One of the main attractions of the deck. Basically, if your opponent cannot knock it out, you punish them severely. Mad Bull, the GX attack, basically knocks out anything once you're even a little bit damaged, really. 30 damage times the amount of damage counters on it. Rage has a similar effect, and Horn attack 60 damage. So it's a very, very good attacker overall. It's a major part of the deck. Especially for early game before you can Trash Lunch for a lot of damage. So now we'll go on to energy.
That's 8, 10, 11, 12. That's 14 Pokemon.
Yep. Now let's go on to energy. 4 double colorless energy. Quite important for all of these cards. Tauros, Drampa, Shaman, I guess. And
I mean, if you need to Sky Return,
you can.
That's okay.
Heal and sometimes get back tools and DCs. Yeah. So it's better than nothing. It's better than being knocked out occasionally. And then also it's a funny way to concede. But then you have, so DC, very important. And then let's go on to Psychic Energy. I used to run 5. It was very It wasn't enough. So I have 6. I took out something.
Oh, Hanukkah.
So 6 energy. Now to supporters. Stop. Okay, so 4 Sycamores, of course. I had 3 until like a few minutes ago. I don't know why. It worked pretty well. I won a local championship with it last week, so I don't really know what happens. I feel like that might have been purposeful on my part, and it worked. But I think 4 Sycamore is better than 3. Honestly, I dropped a Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail is another thing that is not a 4 of really in this deck. 2 is fine, which is what we have, which I'll say later. 3 ends, pretty important. You could even go down to 2 if you really need to, and 2 Lysander, of course. Okay, and starting into the energy denial and annoying part of this deck, Team Flareon. Discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. You might even want to use the new supporter card coming on, Burning Shadows, when it does come out.
So what it does is discard 2 energy, or 2 cards from your hand, and then discard any energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon.
Yep.
It could be special or basic.
And then Hex Maniac gets rid of abilities for a turn. It's pretty straightforward.
No, Chris. Not Chris.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, now items. It's not going to fit, but it doesn't matter. So, 4 Ultra Balls, pretty standard for searching. 4 Versus Seeker, also quite standard. And then 2 Trainer's Mail. Could be up by 1, or maybe even 2, but I run 2. There's a lot of different ways you could change this deck in terms of counts, but this is just a standard overview. 3 Float Stones. You want a lot of tools to attach. We don't have any switch cards at all, so this is very important if you want to get rid of get your Metagross, or not Metagross, Tauros or Drampa or something out of the active spot, and also to attach to Garbotox and Garbodor.
It's just where there's no retreat cost.
Yeah. Choice Band does 30 more damage to EXs and GXs. Important for extra damage. 30 damage can often make the difference between a 2-shot and a 3-shot, or a 1-shot and a 2-shot, so it's pretty good. 2 Field Blower, to get rid of in a tool or stadium card in play, 2 of them. Very important because it does feed your damage. If you get rid of 2 of your opponent's tools, you're doing 40 more damage with Garbodor, so it synergizes pretty well. Plus Disruption. And then 4 Crushing Hammer. Often I hit tails, but it's very important. This is Garbodor Hammers after all. Energy Denial to the last seconds. And then 2 Enhanced Hammer. Discard special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. You could put this down by 1, definitely, but I think 2 is a pretty good count. So, yeah, that's it. If you have any questions about this deck, put them down in the comments section, but I feel like this is a pretty good basic overview of the Tauros, Garbodor, Hammers kind of Garbodor deck. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.